Yo, Ubisoft used to be one of the goats in the golden age of gaming because every company back then had an identity. It's like Activision had Call of Duty, they had, other shooters, but predominantly the Call of Duty titles that brought Activision in. You know, EA, despite being scummy, which to be fair, being scummy is an identity, it's not really a bad one. But before then, they published legitimately good games. Like you had Blizzard, which again you had World of Warcraft, and then you had Overwatch, so multiplayer competitive games. What other company was like the goat back then? You had a company like Rockstar. They had GTA, Red Dead Redemption, Manhunt. Their identity was we're going to make games that piss off the current culture because back then, yeah, you couldn't make violent games. Everyone was going after that. And Rockstar had fucking grit back then, and that's what built their company. You had the company over Saints Row. Saints Row was good. I think Grand Theft Auto spread further, but Saints Row they had their foot in the door. And Ubisoft's identity was just completely out of pocket games. Like they were like, okay, everyone else is doing hack and slashes where you can, just press a button and just fucking mow everyone down with swords. We're gonna make Assassin's Creed where you only really get into combat if you absolutely need to, but the idea is to just jump in, stabby stab, jump out, and you're good. You know, uh, I remember For Honor. Again, yet another out of pocket game that, yeah, I don't much care for it now, but back then had a completely, I wouldn't say different fighting style, but it was unique enough. Far Cry, the first person shooter, but, you know, they had their own spin on it. Splinter Cell stealth games with their own uh, stint on it. And they had a lot of IPs that they use, and Ubisoft was successful. They had people that would buy Ubisoft games, like Tom, and you had Tom Clancy because Ubisoft made them. Nowadays, they're not doing so good, right? And okay, they had major flops like Star Wars, Assassin's Creed Shadows, like Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Shadows. There's games like Rainbow Six, another out of pocket game with out of pocket mechanics. Different type of you're not just shooting, just running around shooting people. You're actually being more strategic. To my knowledge, that game's still doing good. I mean, but I mean, I guess there's esports around it. But I'd say the problem with Ubisoft is that they're spread very thinly. Above the failures they had, above the fact that their stocks are so fucking low, I'm surprised they didn't just get delisted. It's like they had the failures, hundreds of millions of dollars games failing. They're maintaining five, six different things. Oh yeah, they had that Skull and Bones debacle that just completely fell through. Like I think Ubisoft outsources too much of its talent to like other parts of the fucking planet. And again, you step into sort of like stylistic disagreements. Like a lot of the new games just feel disjointed. And I don't really. And again, they're also just sitting on IPs like Rayman and Splinter Cell doing absolutely nothing with them. And I don't think that I 100% believe that they're going to just give like Sony Rayman because through Sony they're having like sort of the older Raymans remade. You know, Far Cry. I mean, who the fuck knows? Tom Clancy's, God fucking knows what they're still going to do with it. Like, what new things are they coming out with? Uh, Fuck, I don't know. So, and I knew this was going to happen. Everyone knew this was going to happen. We don't need to go over this. But apparently, I mean, this doesn't fucking say anything. Like, I'm trying to click on the apparently they're being bought out by Tencent. To nobody's surprise. And do I want to be conspiratorial about this? This is the whole thing. I'm not going to look over this. I don't really care. You can look over it yourself. What can I say that no one else has already said? Well, I'm going to be conspiratorial here. I think them lowering their stock. You're going to hear my dog in the background. She worked herself up in a frenzy because I had food. I think they purposefully lowered their stock specifically for something like this to happen. That, or that so the Guillemot family can buy up all the shares and then sell it and pocket a lot more of the money. Like, I think there was just this deliberate attempt to make not entirely bad games, but games that they knew would just be sort of like meh. And okay, you can write them off as tax write-offs, and at the end of it all, you lower the stock enough to where, you know, other Tencent is moving in. And again, there's rumors about this a couple years ago to the point where the stocks actually rose when people heard about it. But then it just went back to falling again. So, because of that, will you get better games from Ubisoft? I mean, they already hit rock bottom. There's really only up to go from here. You know, and again, above them hiring people that don't care for the consumer, don't care for the games, actively change the games in a way that they know the consumer's not going to like it. You know, trying to check quotas and check boxes. I don't think Tencent cares for all that. They're like, make us good games. I'm looking at other games that are coming out of China and companies from China. They're like, no, you're going to make us money. And there's also a lot of layoffs that's been happening. Now, layoffs is just not a healthy look for companies, regardless of what they say. Like, they can try to throw the wool over the eyes of the investors, but the true investors, you know, the people that buy the product, the gamer, will look at that and be like, nah, I think you're just talking shit. I think you're just bullshitting me. And because of that, a lot of their games, a lot of their stock, down in the dumps. They're not making anything new. Tencent's going to buy them out, and Tencent probably will make the new things. So I think yes, to answer my own question, yes, you're going to get objectively better games simply because of the situation Ubisoft's in. You can't get any better than what you're doing now. And yeah. Oh, from Tencent to spin off Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Rainbow Six Siege. Yeah, so they already have plans about what's going to happen. Like, this is just, I mean, this is fair. Like, my thing about Assassin's Creed is a lot of the games are just not Assassin's Creed. Like, they look cool. They have interesting fighting mechanics. I mean, Valhalla did. But it wasn't an Assassin's Creed game. Which is fine. I mean, if you're going to use the name, at least. I mean, they have takedown kills, which is fine. I don't think they can even do any better than Far Cry 3, in my personal opinion. And Rainbow Six will obviously, that's their golden goose. That's their quadruple A game. So to no one's surprised they're going to go with that. Creation of a dedicated subsidiary that will spearhead the development of 3 of our largest franchises and onboarding of Tencent as a minority investor. We are crystallizing the value of assets, strengthening our balance sheets, and creating the best condition for these franchises' long-term growth and success. In other words, we're laying off the fat, we're cutting the fat, laying people off. Forget all these stupid little shitty projects that don't make us money. We're going to focus on the ones that do. And again, will we get better games? I think absolutely. You know, Ubisoft has been going into the toilet for too long. They have to get out. Like, it's like this idea that they can just infinitely burn money isn't true. I mean, it isn't true unless there's this apparatus that exists that allows companies to just remain afloat regardless of what's going on, regardless of the situation. So, Lucy, will you calm the fuck down? Like, god damn. I ain't getting this food. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about this. F's in the chat for Ubisoft. Hello, Tencent. Peace.